Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Frontier. You arrive back in Fort Wick. You find people concerned and waiting for you. There's the regular group that comes on down to help unload your stuff.
Why would they be concerned?
You guys have been gone for a very long time.
We did announce that we'd be gone for this.
We were gone for like 3 weeks more than we planned.
Is our gold still wrapped up in a dragon stomach? Can we just hand them a giant stomach and be like, here, carry this back?
We have like a giant dried out stomach that it just like jingles as Ferris like shakes it.
Yeah. So they expected you guys to be gone for about 2 months, and you've been gone for about 3 months. And so they had feared the worst, that your ship was sunk on its return voyage, but here you are, alive.
We have arrived safely and with a great deal of treasure.
Yes, the soldiers are all talking about the treasure and looking at it and looking at the dragon gut and like, what the fuck is that shit? What is that giant bag? I've never seen anything like that before.
With like tube hanging off the ends.
Yeah.
It's for ease of access. We squeeze the dragon gut and the gold.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Captain Geneva Hughes comes down with 2 letters and hands one to Grimes and hands one to William. Grimes' letter is unsealed but folded up, and William's is sealed.
Yeah, I don't even register what's going on. I think I'm too busy bragging to... Did you hear, Captain? We're dragon slayers now.
Really?
Indeed.
The dragon put up a fight, but we took it down in the end.
Once we've emptied it, would you like its stomach as a souvenir? I have no need of it.
She ignores your comment.
With in all seriousness, though, Captain Hughes, we've probably doubled our takings to date in this latest haul.
Really?
Yes. This
looks like an enormous amount of wealth.
And there is some more left in the dragon's lair that we were unable to carry, mostly silver.
Well,
maybe another 600,000 copper or so.
Come on up, let's talk. Here's a letter for you, William, and it also came with this scroll, which I have yet to unfurl. It says it's for you too. Grimes, a letter came for you for Zaz, from Zaz's ship.
I take it. So, yeah, register. Wait, letter. What am I supposed to do with this?
You read it, of course.
I don't say. Okay. I stuff it away as if I know what to do with it.
Right.
Ferris, do you still have leather jerkin you made about half size?
Oh yes. I that should be on the sled somewhere, I believe. The one that I made, the one that I cut in half from the knoll hide, right?
Yes.
For Amelie?
Yes. I go pick that up.
Yeah, you take that jerkin.
I have a trinket for Amelie.
Wonderful. So, Grimes, what are you going to do with this letter?
I'm going to need someone to read it to me.
Who are you going to ask to read you this letter?
I will. Ferris, you did have a dealing with Ferris where he would like.
Yeah,
write
Ferris was doing my requisition forms. But Yarmir and I have been making some inroads. I don't know. I mean, I figured I would do this discreetly at some point soon.
Well, this is the point at which to figure out to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to trust to read you this letter?
I think it's going to be Yarmir, actually.
All right. I will PM Yarmir with the text of your letter.
Hughes is pulling William to go. I don't know, have a chat about whatever. So
yeah, Hughes and William are in one area. Ferris is like bringing out his leather, his dragon things. Like, ooh, I'm gonna start making some dragon hide armor. And Yarmir is like, where? Oh, Amelie's busy right now. Okay, and then the two of you have a moment together alone. Yarmir,
Yarmir, could you
certainly
you help me make some sense of this? I've never been much for letters.
No. We've established that in past. It was okay. I
just look at it and I just see a swirl of incomprehensible symbols.
It It is making sense of swirl of symbols. It is my job. You have come to the right time.
Grimes is illiterate and also dyslexic.
Your letter says, Grimes, Cousin Sandra visited your estate and inspected your lawns and eaves for you. There have been many garden parties in your absence, and while the heavy boots have damaged grass a little, it does not look like any plots have been reseeded. Many men are envious of your home, but war is keeping people busy, and they have little time for groundskeeping. People adjust to new way of things. Sandra is sure that they will take closer look of your very fine work. Groundskeeper has done good job of maintaining your second home, although your primary residence was badly damaged in fire. Cousin Sandra would be happy to speak with locals for you on this matter, but their time is valuable, as I'm sure you know. Best regards, your loving family. Postscript, please send us token of affection so we may treasure you most dearly. I did not know you were such an accomplished groundskeeper, Grimes.
Yes, gardening is one of my favorite hobbies. Thanks, Yarmir.
I have a new garden, perhaps.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's lovely.
That's funny.
That was good, Neal. I will have to, at some point, I'll relay to William whatever I can make sense of from that.
So, did you say, Neal, that... sorry, Ryan.
I was gonna, it sounds like everything's in the clear.
I don't know,
Maybe,
you gotta tell William whatever you want to tell him, because he hasn't heard this letter.
You could just give him the letter.
Grimes, what the hell is this? Why are you showing me
Don't
this?
give him the letter now. I will tell him. I'd like to keep. I think Yarmir is the only one that I let on. I mean, I guess the rest of the party sort of sorted it out, but I didn't want it to be seen in front of the rest of the fort that I can't read. Or even remind William. So I will come report to him at some point later.
I think
we've got a meeting of the captains, right?
Yeah. So Neal, I as I'm walking to Captain Hughes' office, I put that I fold up the letter that I've just read and pocket it, and then the scroll. I open up the scroll, and do you need to make some adjustments to the map?
They are made. Yeah, the scroll is a full-fledged map of.
Shouldn't you hide the center?
Nope.
Holy moly! Whoa.
We actually did a fair bit of this, more than I realized.
Still though. Damn.
I thought we were just getting the coast. We're getting the whole thing.
Yeah, well, that's why a survey is so expensive, because it does come complete with wizards to use clairvoyance to like map out areas that are hard to see from the boat.
They used their magic airship and kind of flew over.
So is there any towns that have been noted on the edge of the coast or anything of note? Or
Yes, I'm going to take you to some of those towns right now.
wow. Wow.
Oh, did we pay for this?
My father-in-law leveraged my estate without asking me to pay for it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah. Okay, so we've got something.
There is a town here in this bay.
Okay, I'm
right
marking
near
it down.
the start of the river. And there is a town up here in the woods to the far north.
No, I'm marking them. Town. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then we'll just move this one over here, buddy.
Yeah,
There
sorry,
you go.
you moved me as I was writing it.
That's all right.
What are those purple patches?
Swamps, I think.
Yes, the swamp, or the map does come with a note that looks to be like a frozen over swampland. And in fact, there are other frozen over swamplands elsewhere too that are just kind of like big sheets of ice with plants sticking up out of them.
Okay.
This is great. So these are the only two towns, or?
Those are the only two towns on the coast that they were able to spot. And the viewing techniques for getting the inside were not high enough resolution to mark away cities.
All right.
Lazy wizards.
Well, it's all covered with snow, so from a top-down view, it's just white everywhere.
So this gives us two pretty big leads, so this is great. I shall So
It's
thought
worth noting that both
up.
of these towns are completely ruined, just in case there was any question.
Is this big old river thing a river?
It is a frozen river, yes.
So it
no,
was-
it's a somewhat frozen river, it seems to be.
Oh, it still flows. Interesting.
It's wide. It's like Mississippi wide.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah, I
not
was gonna say I
entirely
wanted to
frozen.
know if that was actually a river, if it was something else, because the other rivers that we have come across have been completely frozen over and like snowed over.
No, they've marked out these sections of semi-traversable water. It's unclear. It seems like there's ice and water, and you might be able to have ships go up it, or might not. Questionable.
Maybe like a small canoe would be a little bit more manageable.
Perhaps. But a small canoe, you run up.
Probably couldn't. Yeah, probably couldn't. carry
Something
our
hits
stuff.
you and you tip, and then you're fucking dead in a canoe.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I say to Captain Hughes, have you seen this?
Nope.
Holding the scroll.
She takes a look and gives a long whistle. Woo!
So now we've got a map. I show her like where we've been and where Sleet was and where Saltport and Treasure Town is, and I want to talk to her maybe about Saltport, if she's got nothing else to talk that she wants to say to me.
Speak your mind.
All right. So this area, and I highlight the second section of area that we've been dealing in, where Saltport and Treasure Town is. I say we've pretty much, there's a local population of gnolls and kobolds. The kobolds have all but submitted to worshipping us as some sort of deity. And the gnolls have been crippled, I believe, to the point where they'll no longer be a serious threat. The dragon's dead, and the only other monsters that I've encountered are a single owlbear and a couple of like oozes of some sort, but that was mostly in the wilderness. Yeah, I mean, I sort of don't know too much of a difference between them. But I say Saltport here is a full-fledged town with a harbour and a keep, a walled keep. There could be some repairs made to the walls, but the keep itself is probably big enough to house a garrison of 30 or so men. I'm not necessarily suggesting that we move everyone from Fort Wick, but given that there's a limited necessary requirement for men at Fort Wick now, maybe the more experienced soldiers could maybe travel to Saltport and set up a base of operations there, and maybe new recruits, once the princess receives this latest haul of treasure, could be sent to Fort Wick for acclimatization before moving further south.
Didn't you say that you've already explored and dealt with this zone? She says, kind of waving her hand over that section of the map.
Yeah, that's true. But, well, the alternative would be, and I show her where Fort Pass is. There is a fort here in this mountain pass, and this is about the edge of what we've explored.
No, we need something next to the sea for resupply. We can't be landlocked.
Trees
there's-
too, I imagine, right?
There's
Yes.
Sorry.
there's Treasure Town, but there's no keep in Treasure Town, so it's less defensible. But it is closer to, and I show her this new town that we've spotted.
Well, what about these
Maybe-
places?
Well, we haven't explored them yet. I mean, we could hold off on it for now, but the reason I was thinking about Saltport was because the area is clear. I'd worry that the monsters, the things that we face as we've traveled further south have become more and more dangerous, and whilst our power has grown, I would hate for the garrison to be attacked by giants or something of that sort while we were gone. Do you see no tactical advantage in moving our base of operations south if it's to a place that we've already explored?
I see great advantage to moving it southward. I think it's better if we are working in the same area. Things have been very slow going with these long voyages you've been taking away, and our men grow restless. It's been months with not much to do here. Keeping them active is difficult.
Maybe Treasure
That's
Town.
just gardening.
What do you think of this then? I point at Treasure Town. This is close to where we'll be ranging. It's in this. There's a bay area here which could be fished, and if we could build ships, we could hold, a patrol over the sea, which would leave you as very close to where we'll be adventuring. Maybe if it's only a garrison of, say, I don't know. What's the minimum amount of people that could be left at Fort Wick to maintain operation, or would you suggest just moving everything?
I would rather move everything. Leaving anything at half supply would be... I wouldn't want to leave any men back here alone. I think they would need a solid leader.
Okay.
Not that my men are incompetent, but with so little to do, keeping them in line is becoming increasingly problematic.
Well, Yaromir and the rest of my crew need a month or two to rest and to research the items that we found. And I show her like my sword and say we found many magical items, some of which maybe we could send back home. I'm not certain yet. It depends on exactly what everything does. But after that, maybe when Zaz returns,
she'll be here in a few days, probably. You've been gone a long time.
Yeah,
Have we missed the resupply?
She has come for a resupply, and she'll be back pretty shortly.
Okay, so the things we purchased previously have come.
They are here.
Great.
So we could make some orders in 3 days' time with all our wealth that we've got now, and then when she comes back 2 months later, right, Neal? She's every 2 months now.
That's the general plan, but
2 months later, maybe we could move everything down to Treasure Town. Gives us some time to write to the princess, to get everything. We could send a letter with Zaz back to the mainland proposing our move.
You know what they say about old men is true. You do
What's
get
that?
cautious and wary.
I've seen a lot to be cautious of.
You think these 2 other outposts are not worth it? You don't think my men could handle it?
I don't know. It's a big risk.
I kind of like, since we haven't had a chance to discuss this, William, tactically, I kind of like this town here, the first one in the swamp. I don't know how self-sufficient it can be frozen there, but it's relatively close to everywhere we're going to be in the next, forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that we could make some kind of exploratory mission there, find out what's there, and determine whether it's suitable. Because I do think that from just a pure positioning on the map standpoint, if this is a viable location, I would move there.
Yeah, maybe you're right, because we will have to invest in a new fort.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. We could invest in the supplies to build them a full fort. We don't necessarily have to go somewhere where we have the ruins of something else. If we're gonna be buying the fort for them, we can put it wherever we need it to be. That one seems to have some trees. It's pretty centrally located, and we're gonna be all over here, but we'll be within a few days or a couple weeks, given blizzards, pretty much.
Okay, so maybe I've brought everyone else in to discuss at this point, since this is big mission stuff we're talking about here. I say to Captain Hughes then, if you are eager to be closer to the front line and you think your men are experienced enough to be able to look after themselves should there be an enemy attack, then we could maybe go there.
Weren't we warned of giants this far south?
We were, but if we're going to move south at all, I feel like we're going to be running into something nasty. If we all go down there, we could spend the first couple of weeks scouting out the surrounding area, never straying too far from the fort. That way, if they were attacked, we'd be there to defend them.
And let's be honest, if William can handle these monsters, how hard can they really be?
William is a blade master.
Let's
one of the greatest fighters I've ever seen, and that's.
Well,
I don't say that as praise. That's a simple statement of fact. Don't get too full of yourself, William.
Yes, but you're also the antisocial one, right? Didn't you grow up in the wilds alone?
He did, yeah.
I've seen.
Are we all there
before.
for this conversation?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
everyone's
think
there now.
I've brought you all in.
Has Hughes ever run training exercises with the men? Have I ever seen her in battle?
Yeah, she's pretty good. She's better than anyone
Captain,
else.
how many dragons have you slain? Giants. Perhaps you should leave.
Look,
Leave such monster hunting to the professionals. And
Captain Hughes has proven herself capable of establishing a position and ranging from the surrounding areas and setting up a perimeter of defense.
I'm just not sure how much good walls will be against a Giants club.
I agree, but I think if she's confident, maybe fortune favors the bold in this case. We can always retreat.
Well, I mean, isn't our mission to kill off the things that would threaten the fort in the first place.
Yes.
Right? The very first thing we were supposed to do was deal with the kobolds that we didn't ever
Yes.
do. So, like, if giants are an issue, shouldn't that be on our party?
It should be.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm merely saying perhaps Captain Hughes should not undermine the authority of our brave Sir William.
Thank you, Grimes. I appreciate your support.
Watch your tongue, prisoner.
I just think there's a difference between dealing with kobolds that you can keep out with walls and giants who can probably step over them.
I think Captain Hughes is aware that the dangers of such a move would be tenfold more than up here.
Very well, if you're willing to take the risk.
Okay, Hughes, why don't we construct a letter to send back to Princess Sella when Zaz returns in the next few days? And once we have her approval, we shall set out when Zaz returns in 2 months.
She nods. Sure.
Great. Okay, we need to requisition the appropriate building supplies to set up a small base of operations once we arrive. I assume.
Don't you just want to hire a crew to come build it for you?
Yeah,
faster.
but we'll need to. All right, okay, they can bring their own. Okay, great. I assume you and Alicia can handle that.
She nods.
Great. Would that come from our share of the treasure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd appreciate a cost estimate. Since we're not
A new
paying.
fort is 20,000 copper or 200,000 copper.
Well,
That's
it's cheaper than the naval survey, which we've got for free. So.
Well,
You still have to pay for the naval survey. Your father-in-law just like bought it before you had the money to do it, and was like, "Oh well, if it
do I
doesn't
have
go
to-
through, then you lose your house."
Do I have to pay for it now, though, or can I pay for
Oh
it
yeah, it
once
comes
I
out of
finish
your
with
share of this money.
that? Okay, so
Basically,
how much?
you're indebted to the crown 200,000 right now.
All right, 200,000,
Yeah.
not 375.
I'm sorry, 250,000.
It says 375 in your letter. Whereas he
Oh,
put
right, because he
something-
did it. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 375 is correct because he did it. He asked them to hurry, and so he had 2 ships going.
So we're losing almost half of what we just got back.
That's all right. I mean, what if we got? Well, we were gonna buy this anyway, weren't we? What else?
It would have been like 125k cheaper though if we had done it right.
Yeah,
It would have been cheaper and slower if you had done it.
We wouldn't
But
be
you know-
looking at it right now.
Yeah, let's. It's part of the cost, gentlemen. My family. I went and see my family starve and be paupers because we've refused to pay our debts. You'll get your
In
cut.
fairness,
I think it
they're
might
not
be worth having a talk with that father-in-law of yours, William. Not
He's
good
an
to let a man go behind your back like that.
He's an astute businessman. I'm certain he has our best interest in the interest of the expedition at heart.
Did he
So how-
contact you beforehand? And you see Ferris kind of getting this this kind of wry grin on his face as he asked that one.
He did not. He acted in my stead.
He
There's
spoke
many-
for you then.
Yes. Yes. He's my regent. He's looking after my estate in my absence.
I see. I'm sure he would never do anything anything unjust. Anything that you might frown upon. I'm sure he only has your best interests in mind.
Yes, I think so. Thank you, Faris. I look to Grimes actually, and then I look away because you were.
Yeah.
You were
Are
looking
we
at
in?
that
Are we
Everyone-
in private, or are we still in the captain's?
You're
No,
still
I
with
think-
Captain Becca or Captain Hughes.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
I give William a nod, but
How much money do we think we've got so far?
Oh fuck me.
Enough to pay for the survey on the fort, though, or not?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, what is the appraisal for that?
So the art objects are 1,992,000 copper
92,000. Okay.
plus 1,700,000 copper worth of gold plus 60,000 copper worth of decorative weapons.
Okay.
And then you got, what was it, 16 pounds of silver?
Yeah. And all the books.
16 times 50 times 10.
We're not
That's
selling the
another
books.
8,000 pounds,
8,000 copper.
8,000 copper.
Okay, divide that by
So you're
4,
at 3,760,000.
which should be
940,000.
940,000 copper. So
Yeah.
we're
Oh, yeah.
paying 575 for the fort and the survey. So minus 575, and we're gonna have 365,000 copper left over.
I think that's fine, right? That's pretty good. That's enough to increase
Some new
our
supplies. Yeah.
We'll get some dogs, some more supplies. Great.
We
Right.
have dogs for days now. They dropped off 8 more.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I'm still trying to go through all the stuff we got.
Yeah. Should we wrap up here and then do all the like Zaz purchasing next session?
Sure.
Sure. This sounds good. All right, guys. This is great.
Okay. As we're leaving, I'll pull William aside.
Oh yeah.
Captain, I received word from my my cousin aboard Zaz's ship, I guess, while we were away.
Yes, it's been playing on my mind.
It sounds like all is well at your estate. No, no nosy knights poking around, bothering your wife or anything like that.
Good.
You have nothing to worry about. Did you lose a home in a fire?
Yes, I believe one of my mansions was burned down. My children playing with fire, but it's fine. I'm sure that the repairs are being tended to.
Yes. But it seems your father-in-law is doing a fine job of maintaining the new estate.
I pat you on the back and shake your hand and say, I appreciate it, Grimes, and I appreciate your support. I walk away, and I want to pull Yaramir aside. Yaramir, I know that you and the girl at the fort here collect small creatures and things.
Yes.
Right? You haven't come across any lizards, have you?
No lizards. I have little ants, furry ants.
But if you see any lizards, could you keep one aside for me?
I will do my best. Yes, if I see a lizard, I will try to capture it.
It seems my daughter has taken an interest in them.
A strong hobby.
Yeah. Neal, just so I don't forget next time, because I've replaced my arming sword, with the new sword. I want to send my old sword back to my daughter.
Oh, how very nice of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I will try and write a letter for next session
Cool.
to send back.
Well then, I think this is where we're going to end for the day.
Cool. Wait, how old is William? Really fast.
41 now, maybe.
Okay. I thought you might have been like 44 or something when the campaign started, because you would have hit the.
Oh, hey,
Mark.
gallons of rum that just hit.
Huh?
The barrel of rum we bought has come back. There's another 40
awesome.
gallons of it.
Yes.
So we've got 2 months of downtime now, Yaramir. Is that going to be enough for you to get your house in order?
Yeah. Well, I don't even really necessarily need 2 months, but yeah.
And is 2 months enough for you to have a shot at this dragon scale armor, Sean?
It's possible. I was actually going to ask Yaramir if he could go through those books and see if there was anything on the subject of leatherworking.
I can try. Yeah.
Great.
So we have real dog harnesses now because we bought them to increase our dog's ability to pull. But now that we've simplified the pulling, do we even need?
Well, it's all going to work out perfectly.
Okay,
cool.
So I'm just going to delete those. We do have 8 more dogs though, so we're going to have to name some more dogs.
All right. What names should we go with?
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What other teams of 8 do we have?
Oh, go with the dwarves from The Hobbit. I don't remember that. I have the book right here.
We could do that. I'm not sure
I'll
I feel
leave
what.
you guys to name your dogs.
All right.
I like the
keep track
fact
of
that
them.
our 3 dead dogs are in the used category. We've used up 3 dogs.
They're consumables, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. We're terrible people.
Okay, so that is it for Frozen Frontier today. I don't feel like there's any experience.
Pixel Hunt?
Yeah, I don't feel like there's any experience to give out, but stick around if you're in the live show, because we're going to be doing some pixel hunting in just a minute. I just need to set up story time properly. So, stick around for that.
Great.
And tomorrow,
Good luck.
I'm going to be doing some D&D with some of the other Stream On contestants. We got a game going
Fun
tomorrow.
stuff. You got a one shot?
I think it's going to be a weekly game with Bonsai
Nice.
Baby, Kira Corellia, Koopakins, and the only Ryan.
The only Ryan. Excuse me.
He spells it with 2 N's, so
Yeah.
maybe that's acceptable.
I'm the only hobgoblin.
Like a permanent game, Neil, or just for Stream On?
Well, until they get kicked off the show, then they're kicked off of the campaign, right?
I
thought
don't know.
you were the only hobgoblin.
We're taking it one day at a time here.
Great. When should we play some StarCraft? Sometime, Neal.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And tomorrow I can do some HOTS if you guys are up for it.
Let's do it. Even if it's just me and you.
Dota is better.
I agree with you, Ryan, but nobody will play that game with me.
It's just not fun.
All right, we're done. Stick around for some pixel hunting, guys. We're gonna start
Reddit thread is already up, so if you want to
Reddit
talk about it, go.
I shall post the letter in the Reddit thread.
Oh, William's letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I was wondering why you hadn't read any of your letters to the rest of the party. They have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Sorry, I did post one last week, I think.
Okay.
I like how William is just so patient with his father-in-law, so trusting of this man who is clearly just walking all over him.
I need more space for equipment on this spell sheet. If I get another spell with spell components, I won't have space to put my spell components in here. Or I'll have to get rid of my bottle of human flesh or my resin.
We will solve these problems next week on the Frozen Frontier. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
See ya.